So the second part to this has been a long time coming, unfortunately. Aramex lost all the head gaskets and kit that I'd ordered from overseas, because they're about 10 times the price in New Zealand, which is typical for us. However, eventually, 2 months later, we got the gaskets. I know it was only one head that needed doing, but hey, I decided to pull the other two off as soon as I had it down this far anyway. So, as it turns out, there was a couple more frost plugs that needed replacing. Yeah, it was good to get it apart and just give everything a bit of a clean up. So as you can see in here, just giving them a bit of a hone, just to tidy them up a little bit, and cleaned out all the bolt holes. Be careful of that, because they fill up with oil or water, which I did earlier, because I put the airline into one of the wrong holes and sprayed water all over myself. It's one a bit filthy. Anyway, it won't bore you with the whole thing, so we're just going to put one head on, and then we'll record that, and we'll just put the camera up there, and we'll leave it running, and we'll do the rest in fast time. Anyway, top dead centre, and if you can see over here on the so I make it easy for my first timing marks on the pulley here. It's a mark here, and that should line up with this little line here, which it is, and you probably can't see. It says on the other side, I think it says 1 and 6 and then C. So I'll go into YouTube or online and find out which valves I can set up with that, and which injector I can set up with that, and later on we'll take you through how I set all that up, doing the overhead on it. Anyway, let's go inside, have a look at the head, and then we'll get back into it. Right, so here's the front head. It's all cleaned up, much as I can. This is a frost plug that needed replacing on the front here. There's another new one in there. That would have given me grief. That was just about rusted out as well. Right, all cleaned up underneath, so she's ready to go. Right, we'll go and put her on. Right, got the gasket on. Says top. All the holes line up. Looks like she's the right one. Well, oh, Jesus, these are heavy. Carefully place the head on without crushing my fingers. Come on, baby. There we go. Nice. Right, now grab the head bolts. Cleaned all these up earlier. Make sure the washer's on the right way. See, it's got a little arris in there. A little bit of oil on the threads. I'll wind all these in.
Why are you looking at the heads of them?
I'm just making sure that washer's the right way around.
Ah.
And see these ones here, they've got paint on them, so they must be outside the head. The others like this, nice and clean, they will be from the inside. Not that it makes any difference, but you know. And they're all the same size, so. Alrighty, that's all the bolts. I'll wind them down and then progressively, about 3 or 4 stages, torque them up to 300 foot-pounds, obviously working from the inside out in a standard head bolt pattern, as you probably all know. Anyway, we'll get that done, and then we'll put the camera up and I'll just do all the rest. You guys don't need to see this all slow time. You'll tune out. Okay. Catch you later. Probably shouldn't show you this because there's probably going to be a few facial expressions, but here's the final torque. So we've got it set at 300. Got a Warren and Brown torque wrench. Really like these ones. Dual signal. Fucking brilliant. Anyway, here we go. Told you, facial expressions. Try and maintain a running torque, so don't try not to stop. Otherwise, you'll go to start off and it'll already pop. Anyway, I'll have to get further around. Beautiful. Start from the centre, working out. There you go, alright. Your watch will start and it'll pop before it even goes. There we go. Did what I said I wasn't going to do. Brilliant. Woo! Thank goodness for that. Wow, can't wait to do the rest. Probably need to go a bit of a lie down now. Anyway, I'll go through once more and just double check that I've talk them all up because it wouldn't be the first time I've missed one. Anyway, we'll see you when all three of them are back on. We'll have a look at putting the rocker boxes on. See you probably tomorrow, I'd imagine. Right, finally got the last bolt and the bearing or washer that they call. One of them was missing one, so I had to try and find one, and one of my nuts was completely rusted, so I had to replace it. Yeah, one of these was missing, and they're like rocking horse shit to find, so managed to get one, fortunately, through EML. The guys there are really helpful out by the airport. Yeah, so this is the last one to go in, and we'll torque them all down with good old Warren and Brown set to 75. Right, there we go. Alright, now that that's done, run the overhead. Well, here it is. She's all back together. My God, what a job. Anyway, come around the other side. There it is, the beauty of it all. Christmas Eve, just about to start the old girl up. Let's hope that goes well. Got to jack the cab over so I can actually get in and find the keys and put the ignition on. Anyway, see you shortly. Well, after replacing all 4 batteries, just under $1,000, it's ready to try and start. We'll see if the old girl will go. Can't wait. Off it goes. Go around and see if there's any leaks. Smoky, but I'll let it settle down and we'll yeah, see what she's like. So I thought the smoking would ease off after it had been running for a little bit, but turns out it didn't. So there's quite a bit of white smoke that still persisted. So there's clearly something else wrong with it, and after several discussions with different people and looking online, I was like, it looks like it's over fueling. Well, that's what I thought, and initial thoughts were fuel injectors. So anyway, pulled the fuel injectors out and eventually found this guy down in South Auckland. Awesome dude, Mark Burgess. If you want anything done on Cummings or Cat stuff, real nice guy, super knowledgeable. Took my injectors there to him and he just looked at them and went, oh yeah, I serviced these in 1999. So yeah, so he knew exactly where they were from, what truck they were from even, and yeah, he serviced them all. 3 of them were worn out, and then he gave me the setup procedure for running the overhead, and it turns out I'd hadn't quite run the overhead exactly as I should have. So with all those instructions, we changed the injectors, ran the overhead, and it's the best it's ever run.
So yeah, it's running real sweet. So that's why I didn't show a video of me running the overhead and the putting the cylinder heads back together, because I clearly did it, not 100%. But anyway, here's this guy's card, Mark Burgess, ADS fuel specialist. Get in touch with him.
Right, so you probably can't see. Oh, you ready to go?
Yep, go.
Probably can't see down the hole. A little bit of carbon build up in the bottom of the injector cup there. So, oh yeah, you can see that. Look at that. All right, so we're going to get. I don't have the proper tool, but talking to Mark at ADS, he's like, just get a bit of hose with a split in it. Wrap some sandpaper around it, or some fine sandpaper around it, and just clean up the cups. So just going to put this in here. I've already put a bit of CRC in there just to soften it, and we just turn that around a few times. Just a bit of fuel over that line around. We'll just give it a quick spray. Let's see what it looks like. And it's mostly gone. Just like that. Pretty good. Although I might just give it a tiny bit more. There's a little bit. I might just put this rag down there. Try and get the rag down there to clean everything up. Of course, I'm working outside because we're at the beginning stages of building a house and a workshop, so yeah, don't have a shed big enough to fit this into, unfortunately. Yeah, still. Okay, still a tiny bit there. Let's give another couple of passes. Alright, yep, that's all good. By the time I can clean that up. Beautiful. Use this to wash down the sides. Yep. Good. Right. Service injector. Seals on it. It's all been fixed up by Mark at ADS, who, funny old thing, did these very same injectors in 1999. These are now Mark name again for 2023. So we'll just get some engine oil, which I have lots of because there's notice there's quite a bit of diesel in the oil because because of the over fueling side of things. So that's why we're doing it here, and I'm not driving it home. I just don't want to risk ruining anything else. Alright, they're all nicely lubed up. Okay, so we just drop it into the hole. We don't drop it, we place it carefully into the hole with your lubed up seals, and then like I was saying, you can just push on the top of it, or you can use a socket and it'll just pop in just like that. Alright, that's one more to go, so we'll clean that hole up and put that injector in. Then we'll clean it up. I'm going to try and clean up everything after I've got all the injectors in. I just don't want to get any shit down those holes and into the engine. I'm sort of basically clean around the injector hole, try and clean all that up as best I can and make sure that's nice and clean. Once the injectors are in the holes, should be all good, right? And then I'll start. There's a few little bits of gasket here and there that need to come off. We'll put new gaskets on, rocker boxes on, torque them down, and then we'll run the overhead properly this time. Right, we've already put on the retainer cups for the injectors, last one to go on. Yeah, I put rags down because I'm probably a bit of a klutz, and I'll probably drop one down the engine and then I'll have to pull the sump off and try and find the bolt and get it out, so that'll be a pain in the neck. So anyway, yep, the cup just goes on. These hold the injectors in. Sits on top. Find the 2 bolts on. Torque wrench, so they're torqued to 150 inch-pounds, which it's set at. I do prefer a Warren Brown torque wrench, but this is the only one that I can get, so it'll do. It's, I'm sure it'll be accurate. I'll just try and tighten them down evenly. So that's the last of them to go on. We'll just give them a bit of a clean up, put new rocker box gaskets on, make sure all the push rods are sitting in the cups, ready to go, and we'll chuck the rocker boxes on and then we'll run the overhead, and we'll take you through that properly this time. Alright, so we've got all the rocker boxes all torqued down, 70 foot-pounds for those. Made sure all the push rods were all located. Had to back a few of them off just to get everything all lined up. So now we're just doing the overhead. So we've already done number 1. So we've found number 1 where the 2 valves were off the cam and the injector was down. So that's marked on the pulley here. There's like A, B and C. So we've done A, which is number 1. This is marked number B. So 153624, so the next one should be number 5. Right, so we adjust the injector first. So because these aren't top stop injectors, 72 inch-pounds, which I've set up on the torque wrench here. So we just wind. I want to come around the other side. Just wind injector down until we are 72-inch pounds. Right, and we should lock it off there. Make sure that doesn't move, which I don't think it should. Right, that's the injector done. Won't bore you with doing the rest, which is just setting the intake and exhaust. Intake's the inner one. Intake is at 48 thou and the exhaust is 27. So yeah, we'll go through and do that. Just roll through with the whole lot. Hopefully later on today, better start her up and hopefully she won't smoke and it'll run like a dream.
Right.
Well, after the initial bit of smoke, looks like she's all back together and going as advertised. Thank God. Catch you next time.